Hello, I'm I시벨 Matheson and I'm the Chief Communications Officer at the Marine Stewardship Council. And today we're in Seoul and I have a very special guest, Tailor, who's here with me now.
Yes.
Tailor, great news. You have agreed to be ambassador for the Marine Stewardship Council. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I'm so happy to have the opportunity to be able to work with you guys and to let more people know about MSC. I'm really excited to see MSC in more places in Korea in the future.
Brilliant. Now, you're passionate about conservation, sustainability in general, but we're all about oceans.
Yes.
So tell me why you think the oceans are so important.
Oh man. Well, I don't know where to start, but if you talk about life on Earth, we have to talk about oceans. So if we're going to talk about the environment, we have to talk about oceans. Everything is related to the ocean. The climate system, our resources, everything goes back to the ocean. And I think that it's pretty much almost a symbolic area of resource management because it tends to be sort of the tragedy of the commons, a space where we don't know like who owns what, how do we regulate things that are not necessarily in a specific nation's territory or are mutually can be fished by multiple nations. And I think it's the exact type of thing that we need to be able to know how to manage moving forward in order to be able to properly use the Earth's resources in a sustainable way. So it's probably one of the number one issues that we should be talking about.
And it's kind of like if you take care of the ocean, you take care of life on Earth as well. Because like
Absolutely.
you say, you know, even the air we breathe is dependent
Yes.
on the ocean.
Exactly, yeah. I think many people, they sort of, the educations that we've received when we were young, we're not exactly 100% keen on the role that the ocean plays, right? That we get more than half of our oxygen from the ocean, or that that our economies depend so much on ocean resources, but they really do.
So we're all about sustainable seafood. Just how well known is the idea of sustainability here in Korea?
You know, it's actually really interesting. I think in terms of the word sustainability, it's a relatively new thing. If you used to maybe, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, say sustainability, people would assume the sustainability of a company, its ability to earn and spend on a sustainable way. Like, this is the way that they would view sustainability. But now, everybody is much more aware of the environmental crisis, and they're much more aware that we need to adjust our ways of production and consumption to fit the sort of natural cycles that our ecosystems have. And so this understanding of sustainability is increasing. The question then becomes, for most consumers, is okay, well then, how can I ask for that? How do I choose that when I buy something, when I'm shopping online, or when I go to the supermarket? How can I ask for things to be more sustainable? I think that's the question that people are really asking themselves now.
And that's where the little blue label comes in,
Exactly.
basically looking for that
Yes,
when
it
you
is.
go shopping for seafood. Is that something that you do?
For sure, that is something that I have done. And I just, to be very honest with you, in Korea, it took me the longest time to actually find this label. Really, I basically couldn't find it anywhere for a very, very long time until someone told me on which product I could actually find it, and then I found it afterwards. So I think that definitely more companies need to look into MSC and to be finding ways to certify their products or to sell previously certified products. But in order for that to happen, really consumers, even if they can't find MSC, need to ask for it.
That's true.
Right.
It's, those people asking for sustainable options
Right.
makes a huge difference.
Yes, it does. And I think, when I shop, many Koreans actually shop as well online for their food, even if it's, frozen fish products or things like that. Then it's important for us to then leave comments on the products like, I don't see if there's a label on here or not. I don't see MSC. do you have an MSC certified version? Like, to ask this question is really important as a consumer.
And that's a super good tip. So everybody can take a little action to get more sustainable seafood out there. So you said Koreans are interested in sustainability, they're interested in eating sustainable seafood. Do you think they're also inspired by the ocean as well?
Yes.
I've just come from Busan, beautiful seaside city. You know, when you're here, do you go to the seaside? Do you enjoy being around the ocean?
I think that you can't live in Korea and not develop some sort of relationship with the ocean or with seafood in general. It's hard to find foods that do not contain seafood in them somehow, whether they're based on a like a fish stock, or I mean, you'll find seafood in everything. And then just you if you look at Korean media and you look at KBS or something like this, you're going to see a TV show where someone is fishing for something. It's going to be crabs, or it's going to be some sort of like daegu, like codfish kind of thing, or they're going to be out there fishing on a boat and laughing and talking about fishing for things. This is like a theme. It's a genre of TV show in Korea. So I think it's extremely important in Korean culture and the Korean mindset. And you can see for Korean consumers as well that when they go and they buy Korean seafood, they have an awareness of the importance of fisheries in general. And I think now is the perfect time for that to expand to, okay, let's talk about fisheries on a more global scale. Because I think there tends to be this situation where, Korea traditionally has very productive fisheries because three sides of the country are surrounded by the ocean, and many of the types of seafood they eat are traditionally from this area. However, a lot of the seafood that we eat here are from all around the world.
Indeed. I was in a supermarket yesterday and I saw adverts for Norwegian cod.
Yes, exactly. Yes, lots of Norwegian seafood as well.
Yeah. So just to wrap up, Tyler, if you had one message to people about eating seafood, sustainability, what would it be?
I would definitely want to say that, I have so much that I want to say. It's really hard to put this into one message. I will always remember this statistic about tuna, where, who knows how long a fish lives, right? But like tuna will live to be like 40 years old, right? And then we assume that, okay, well, how old can a tuna fish be before you actually catch it? Well, they start producing at the age of 13, right? So it takes 13 years for a tuna fish to be able to make more tuna fish. We need to have a way better understanding of how the seafood that we eat needs to be able to survive in order to produce more seafood, right? This kind of thing is extremely important, and I just would want to say that people need to develop more awareness in general about how our foods are produced, especially seafood, and that when we go shopping, that process needs to be very easy. And in order for it to be easy, we need to have one thing that we look for, and that one thing that you look for should be the MSC label. And it's super easy to recognize, and you just turn around a product and you say, is it on there? Yes, no. If it's not on there, you put it back. It's that simple. And that's all you have to remember to implement sustainable seafood.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Tyler. And just to underline there what Tyler's saying, your choices really do make a huge difference to the future of the ocean. So remember to look out for that little blue label on packages.
그래서 꼭 MSC의 파란색 에콜라벨을 꼭꼭꼭 찾아주세요. 함께 해주셔서 감사합니다. 바이바이.